Uwanya Mirisobe Kota Awukawa Ikukube Kucha Awukawa Urukube Kucha Awukawa Biafra Gadigi Dewewo Webiyebi Biafra Gadigi Dewewo Webiyebi Biafra, I need no neighbor. Biafra, I need no neighbor. Ebe kolula dududi, ebe kasaputu dudi. Kolula nyanidi na uwa jawu, tusaputa nidi na uwa jawu. Mirisobe kocha amukawa, ikukube kucha amukawa. Biafra gadigi dewewo webiyebi. Biafra gadigi dewewo webiyebi. Ikwere na Biafra, Biafra, Biafra. Ikwere na Biafra, wejere mo kwakadedu. Ikwere na Biafra, Biafra, Biafra. Ikwere na Biafra, wejere mo kwakadedu. One day ikwere na Biafra, Biafra, wemeri. Ikwere na Biafra, wejere mo kwakadedu. Ikwere na Biafra, Biafra, Biafra. Ikwere na Biafra, wejere mo kwakadedu. Ikwere na Biafra, Biafra, wemeri. Ikwere na Biafra, wejere mo kwakadedu. Ikwere na Biafra, Biafra, Biafra. Ikwere na Biafra, wejere mo kwakadedu. Adomina, Adomina, oh, Adomina, 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 oh, Adomina, Adomina, Adomina. Ochana magawa chanyo, Adomina, Adomina. Anyama. Adomina, Adomina, oh, Adomina, 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 oh, Adomina, Adomina, Adomina. Ochana magawa chanyo, Adomina, Adomina, Adomina. Anyama kwe, anyama kwe, oh, anyama kwe, anyama kwe, anyama kwe. Ezekwaraga chanyo, anyama kwe, anyama kwe, anyama kwe. Rising sun, we know that beloved homeland of our great heroes. We must defend our lives or we shall perish. We must protect our souls from all our foes. What is the price is there for we hold dear? Then let us die without a shred of fear. Land of the rising sun, we know Nigeria, beloved homeland of our great heroes. We must defend our lives or we shall perish. We must protect our souls from all our foes. But if the price is there for we will dear, then let us die without a shred of fear.
Would be a mistake for anyone to provoke another.
A lot of people will say, but you were leading the first song. Yes, I led the first one. Say it to everyone, I led proudly the first one. I don't think a second one is necessary. We should have learned from that first one. Otherwise, the dead would have been to no avail. Would all have been in vain. The gallery, not being sincere. At Aburi, yes, we agreed on area commands for the armed forces. At Aburi, we agreed that the police force will be decentralized. We agreed on this. Yes. We agreed even to show that we didn't separate. At Aburi, we also agreed
Kapulo Dumune, Bunde, Nala, Pulo Bigine, Wena Dudo. Sọ́tẹ̀ fọ́ọ̀mù ìwé, flying over ìwé, yàtọ̀ àtúnṣe ẹ̀wá nàlúwà nàbọ̀. Sọ́tẹ̀ fọ́ọ̀mù ìwé, flying over ìwé, yàtọ̀ àtúnṣe ẹ̀wá nàlúwà nàbọ̀. Ụmụnne, aga m akọlụ n'akụkọ ndị ji kwelu na baga na sektọ. Ụmụnne m, aga m enyebu n'akụkọ ndị ji tiri na baga na sektọ. Ka ụlọ ọrụ ụmụnne bunye gburu n'agha, ụlọ ọrụ niile ewe n'anụ udo. Ụmụnne m, aga m akọlụ n'akụkọ ndị ji kwelu na baga na sektọ. Ụmụnne m, aga m enyebu n'akụkọ ndị ji tiri na baga na sektọ. Ka ụlọ ọrụ ụmụnne bunye gburu n'agha, ụlọ ọrụ niile ewe n'anụ udo. Na river Niger, kedu n'Ọnịcha, ebe Chizezi na ya bụ ọbịara. Na river Niger, kedu n'Ọnịcha, ebe Chizezi na ya bụ ọbịara. Ọdịtala gboo ndị adị naanị mmadụ abụọ, Achize gboo ndị iro narị mmadụ ise. Ọdịtala gboo ụmụnne naanị mmadụ anọ, Achize gboo ndị iro narị mmadụ iri. Achize bụ Hannibal Biafra, Achize bụ Napoleon Biafra. River Niger, kedu n'Ọnịcha, ebe Chizezi na ya bụ nnukwu ọchagha. Na river Niger, kedu n'Ọnịcha, ebe Chizezi na ya bụ nnukwu ọchagha. River Niger, kedu n'Ọnịcha, ebe Chizezi na ya bụ nnukwu ọchagha. Mọdịtala gboo ụmụnne naanị mmadụ abụọ, Achize gboo ndị iro narị mmadụ ise. Mọdịtala gboo ndị adị naanị mmadụ anọ, narị mmadụ iri. Achize bụ Hannibal Biafra, Achize bụ Napoleon Biafra. River Niger, kedu n'Ọnịcha, ebe Chizezi na ya bụ nnukwu ọchagha.
On certain revenue.
N'alụrụko dịka aka, anọ m n'agbọdụjọ, n'alụrụko dịka aka. Onye ga na-arahụ amaghị echie, onye ga na-arahụ amaghị echie. Otu ọzọ agọ bụ na amaghị ya bụ ọgwụ, otu ọzọ agọ bụ na amaghị ya bụ ọgwụ. Anọ m n'agbọdụjọ, n'alụrụko dịka aka, anọ m n'agbọdụjọ, n'alụrụko dịka aka. Onye ga na-arahụ amaghị echie, onye ga na-arahụ amaghị echie. Otu ọzọ agọ bụ na amaghị na ọgwụgwọ, otu ọzọ agọ bụ na amaghị na ọgwụgwọ. Ikemba nwụrụ anwụ ma ncha, ọ na-arụ n'eluigwe. Chukwu anwụrụ anwụ ma ncha, ọ na-arụ n'eluigwe. Ụfọdụ anwụrụ anwụ ma ncha, ọ na-arụ n'eluigwe. Egwu anwụrụ anwụ ma ncha, ọ na-arụ n'eluigwe. Onye nọtanụ n'elu ụwa, ọ ga-anọ na nkịtị. Ikemba anwụrụ anwụ ma ncha, ọ na-arụ n'eluigwe. Onye nọgbalụ n'elu ụwa, ọ ga-anọ na nkịtị. Ikemba anwụrụ anwụ ma ncha, ọ na-arụ n'eluigwe. Onye ga-anọchi anya gị, Chukwu ga-enye anyị. Onye ga-anọchi anya gị,
Chief Emeka of Jukwu led the Biafrans against the government in the last war. He said it would be a sin for anyone to
Chukwu ga-arapụta. Ikemba anwụrụ anwụ ma ncha, ọ na-arụ n'eluigwe. Chukwu anwụrụ anwụ ma ncha, ọ na-arụ n'eluigwe. Ụfọdụ anwụrụ anwụ ma ncha, ọ We are ready to defend Biafra. Oh Biafra, oh Biafra. We are ready to defend Biafra. Oh Biafra, it's time. We are ready to defend Biafra. Oh Biafra, oh Biafra. We are ready to defend Biafra. Oh Biafra, it's my home. We are ready to defend Biafra. Oh Biafra, oh Biafra. We are ready to defend Biafra. Oh Biafra, it's my home. We are ready to defend Biafra. Oh Biafra, oh Biafra. We are ready to defend Biafra. Oh Biafra, it's my home. Enugu bana Biafra, anyama nkwe kagilu sojayu. Usuga bana Biafra, anyama nkwe kagilu badaya. Abakaliki ala Biafra, anyama nkwe kagilu sojayu. Afiko bana Biafra, anyama nkwe kagilu badaya. Ajiga kwambo, anyama nkwe kagilu tibadi. Ojuku nyanyebe, nyanyima, anyama nkwe kagilu tibadi. Okiwe bana Biafra, anyama nkwe kagilu sabayo. Isukwato bana Biafra, anyama nkwe kagilu babaya. Abiriba ana Biafra, anyama nkwe kagilu sojayo. Umaya ana Biafra, anyama nkwe kagilu babaya. Ajiga kwambo, anyama nkwe kagilu tibadi. Ojuku Nyanyewe, Nyanyima, Anyama kwe kadino chibani. Baba na Biafra, Anyama kwe kadino chibani. Alangwa, Ala Biafra, Anyama kwe kadino chibani. Port Ala Biafra, Anyama kwe kadino chibani. Ubuda, Ala Biafra, Anyama kwe kadino chibani. Uwa ayiga kwabo, Anyama kwe kadino chibani. Ojuku Nyanyewe, Nyanyima, Anyama kwe kadino chibani. Ndewi, Ala Biafra, Anyama kwe kadino chibani. Owere, Ala Biafra, Anyama kwe kadino chibani. Onitsha, Ala Biafra, Anyama kwe kadino chibani. Oka, Ala Biafra, Anyama kwe kadino chibani. Uwa ayiga kwabo, Anyama kwe kadino chibani. Ojuku Nyanyewe, Nyanyima, Anyama kwe kadino chibani. Kani gele ya nike, kani wele fwe, bibi chobaya. Ana Biafra. Ani onye sabo gabani meya. Kani tiru chunaru, kani gele ya nike, kani wele fwe, bibi chobaya. Kwenu Biafra alanso, ka Biafra ku. Kwenu Biafra alanso, ka Biafra ku. Ebe sara ya n'eluigwe, ofu ọwụwa anyanwụ nke nwere mkpịsị aka iri n'ofu. Ụmụnne bịa, ụmụ Biafra, Chineke na-akpụ unu. Ọ na-asị unu bịa, unu na-arụ ngọzi onye unu. Bịa, ụmụ Biafra, Chineke na-akpụ unu. Ọ na-asị unu bịa, unu nara na onye unu. Ada mmiri na-eyi na mmanụ aṅụ na-ebugharị. Ndị niile nwụrụ anwụ maka isi Biafra, Anyama chefubu. Ndị niile gburu egbu maka isi Biafra, Anyama chefubu. Unu na ọ dị mma, Anyama chefubu. Unu na udo. If I die today, I will try no more. If I die today, I will try no more. Ndị niile nwụrụ anwụ na ihu agha. If I die today, I will die no more. Ụmụaka niile nwụrụ anwụ site n'ihe agụụ. If I die today, I will die no more. Ndị niile nwụrụ anwụ maka isi Biafra, Anyama chefubu. Ndị niile nwụrụ anwụ maka isi Biafra, Anyama chefubu. Unu nọ dị mma, Anyama chefubu. Unu na-agba n'udo.
From the beginning of human history, the Aboriginal people have persistently used God's name to commit heinous atrocities all over the world. Wars become more bloody when religious sentiments are attached. enemies see each other as abominable infidels that deserve to die. During the Nigeria-Biafra War, atrocities and war crimes were obviously committed, but the international community failed to identify or recognize the ethnic and religious implications. However, the purpose of this work is neither to apportion blames nor criticize anyone, but to preserve history and to let our younger generations who were not born during the struggle know the kind of songs used to boost the morals of the Biafran soldiers.
Gini kange nyunu, Omo Biafra. Gini kange nyunu, Onye wanyi, nyanya mamiye suroke. Kayi mere ndiro, dina mali chuku, jide ha zobo ha ona. Kayi mere ndiro, dina mali chuku, jide ha zobo ha ona. Abireko, ifajuna rerayi. Muna wanenjela, wanaputa nuzore wane. Wanaputa nuzore wane. Gini kange nyunu, Omo Biafra. Gini kange nyunu, Onye wanyi, nyanya mamiye suroke. Kayi mere ndiro, dina mali chuku, jide ha zobo ha ona. Kayi mere ndiro, dina mali chuku, jide ha zobo ha ona. Umokoribe muchikerebe nunayeme. Umokoribe muchikerebe nunayeme. Meka unu si Biafra. Meka unu neje Biafra yamarabu. Biafra gane bozo tabiri. Biafra gane ndu. Take my boots off when I die. Oh Biafra. Take my clothing to the camp. I need lawyer give my God to someone else to fight for fatherland. Biafra, take my boots off when I die. Ochukubeze na la Biafra, edere ya na buri. Awogo wanye ya Yakubu go one. Ewe ikimeri Biafra, Biafra win the war. Amodu Kasheli machine heavy artillery bomber fighter. Enye mugo wa wanting to ge mabaye we no. Enye mugo wa wanting to ge. Enye mugo wa wanting to ge mabaye we no. Enye mugo wa wanting to ge. Omo Biafra, unekwe kwana kabo wa chuno. Unekwe kwana kabo wa chuno. Ọchịchị ga-esi n'aka Chukwu bịa onye eze, anya chọrọ ọchịchị gọwa ruo mgbe ebighị ebi. Ọchịchị ga-esi n'aka Chukwu bịa onye eze, anya chọrọ ọchịchị gọwa ruo mgbe ebighị ebi. Abụ m onye amamihe, abụ m onye amamihe, nne m anyị rapụkwa m ma bara onwe mami. Onye mụrụ ahụ were akpọcha kechie ya anya. Omenino bakwediye, omenino bakwediye. Biafra kunye buso Nigeria, maka gini? Dina abụ ndị na-amaghị Chineke, ndị na-amaghị Chineke kere ha. Commando, butere ya commando, butere ya commando. butere ya komando. Igbo biri mana ruo Chineke ntị, ọ dị mmegbu Chukwu chibanye. Igbo biri mana ruo Chineke ntị, ọ dị mmegbu Chukwu chibanye. Mara mma chibanye, ndị abụ ọnụ chibanye, ọ dị mmegbu Chukwu chibanye.
Most of the Biafra war songs aimed derogative invectives of the Nigerian government of oligarchy, who directed the killing of innocent Biafran women and children by imposing blockade on Biafra. All human contact with the outside world was cut out. Hence, the Nigerian military junta added hunger to the already existing weapons of mass destruction in their arsenal. Neither food nor medicine were allowed into Biafra, hence malnutrition became kwashiorkor, also known as Harrow-Wilson's syndrome.
We are Biafrans fighting for our freedom. By the name of Jesus, we shall conquer. We are Biafrans fighting for our freedom. By the name of Jesus, we shall conquer. Come Biafra, fighting for our freedom. By the name of Jesus, we shall conquer. We are Biafrans, fighting for our freedom. By the name of Jesus, we shall conquer. Imena Juku Imena, Imena Juku Imena. Agamesoruma kiberule ambush. Wherever mama definu bandiro. Imena Juku Imena, Imena Juku Imena.
Aburi again, because I always end up, it sounds odd today, but I always end up by saying I must have been naive, because I believed actually that would be the end. I confess to you, when I got back to Enugu, oh yes, I had a party, believing that probably the danger was over. That's what we thought. Until we then began to deny everything. It was the denial of Nigeria that made me publish the tapes of Aburi, because we had insisted that each one should have a set of tapes. Everybody talks about confederation. Go and look at the transcript. There is no time that the word confederation came from my lips. In both terms, Aburi changed the title of head of state from Supreme Military Commander to Commander-in-Chief. It gave the regions control over internal affairs, and concurrence of each region was now required for any decision affecting the whole country.
Ilachi azubao. Nabalubo, afufu nile tara luwa nabalubo, mbiro nile muru luwa nabalubo, afufu nile tara luwa nabalubo, afufu nile tara luwa nabalubo.
The first one. I don't think the second one is necessary. We should have learned from the first one. Otherwise, it would have been to no avail. It would all have been in vain.
If I born to die in the battlefield, never mind, we shall meet again. My mother, don't you worry. My father, don't you worry. If I happen to die in the battlefield, never mind, we shall meet again. Go and see, and then I'm Chukwu, iyo ya kwalarụ ikapụna mụ na Igbo igwe mmeri. Aga m agakwuru Chukwu, iyo ya kwalarụ ikapụna mụ na Igbo igwe mmeri. Ebuje, 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 ebuje. Onye anyị kpọrọ kuza, anyị amaliterikwa mbọ. Onye anyị kpọrọ kuza, anyị amaliterikwa mbọ. Biafra do 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 do. Biafra do 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 do. Nne m amụtana m gbọ m soja bi n'ime ọhịa. Nna m amụtana m gbọ m soja bi n'ime ọhịa. Biafra mụtana m gbọ m soja bi n'ime ọhịa. Agụrụ agụgbo na nụ soja m iwe iwe. Nne m amụtana m gbọ m soja bi n'ime ọhịa. Nna m amụtana m gbọ m soja bi n'ime ọhịa. Biafra mụtana m gbọ m soja bi n'ime ọhịa. Agụrụ agụgbo na nụ soja m iwe iwe. Nne m amụtana m gbọ m soja bi n'oke ọhịa. Nna m amụtana m gbọ m soja bi n'ime ọhịa. Biafra mụtana m gbọ m soja bi n'ime ọhịa. Anwụnta tagbuola m soja iwe iwe. Nne m amụtana m gbọ m soja bi n'ime ọhịa. Nna m amụtana m gbọ m soja bi n'ime ọhịa. Biafra mụtana m gbọ m soja bi n'ime ọhịa. Agụrụ agụgbo na m soja m iwe iwe.
The ebullient voice of Okokonde of Radio Biafra and other sincere-hearted people all over the world vociferously vented their dislike of the killing of the Biafran children. Russian and Egyptian pilots, under the auspices of the Nigerian military junta, continued their vicious aerial attack on Biafra, dumping powerful bombs into Biafran schools, churches, markets, refugee camps, and hospitals, killing.
Behold the guy that behold the dragon cage. God is lifted up their eyes to see the shining glory, the beauty of the sight, to set the captives free, and let the blind to see the King is set to rule. Let's sing for joy, His kingdom is restored. Let's shout for joy, hallelujah, hallelujah, for praising the Lord. Oh Biafra, kingdom of God on earth. Oh Biafra, the great nation. Victory, oh victory, our heart is glad, our flag is victory, oh victory, Biafra is the dwelling place of God.
Hello, fellow Biafrans, wherever you may be, in Asia, in Africa, specifically in Biafra land, in the states of America, East or Western Europe, we are once again saying welcome and welcome heartily to our evening's broadcast, coming to you from the satellite station of the Voice of Biafra International. I am Ikenobi Biegonoya, Anchorman. Today is Wednesday, the 1st of November. First of all, we say Happy New Month to every Biafran. We say a very happy, prosperous new month to you all as we are gradually approaching the end of the year 2017. We wish you all the best things in life. As we welcome you this evening to our usual broadcast, we crave your indulgence to listen to us attentively on the issues we are going to discuss this very evening. They are very, very important. There are things that have been troubling the minds of our people. Some people are saying, we want a referendum. Others are saying Biafra has had a referendum already in the past. What we are talking now is establishing our own internal government. We are here this evening to enlighten our people, to put the record straight. For those people who just move up and down along the streets and begin to shout referendum, referendum, without indeed understanding the concept of referendum. But the irony of it all is that as they shout referendum, the same group of people are shouting no election, mistaking the two without having the knowledge that both referendum and election conduct are synonymous. In other words, you cannot separate the two. But here are our brothers who do not understand the rudiments of politics, but keep on parading the terrain in assumption that they know everything. The duty of the Voice of Biafra International is to, from time to time, throw more light where there seems to be darkness. We are quite sure that our brothers are engulfed in ethereal darkness and they need some awakening. We are here to awaken them into reality. Biafra struggle has come a long way. From 2000 till date, we have been marching on tirelessly and not wavering. Of course, we must, as usual, pay homage to the leader of the Biafran Authority through the bim-massob family, Chief Dr. Raf Uwazirike. We keep on mentioning his name because he deserves it. Without him, nobody today will be talking of Biafra. There was a time when even in the dark recesses of our mind, nobody could whisper the name Biafra. It was abominable. It sounded, like a felony. Nobody attempted it. Even the bold tried to speak in whispers. But here was a man who took the mantle carelessly to say, you might think you have killed or buried Biafra, but Biafra has come to be. It is now a time for resurrection. Ever since then, some people have tried to capitalize on his own humility by casting aspersion on the innocent man who took every available risk both during the military and the civilian regime to resurrect the independent Biafra. Apart from this, he has moved on doggedly, confronting every known obstacle like a battering ram. Today, we owe him that immense gratitude, and we must continue to do this till God's kingdom come. We are moving towards the state of Biafra. We are carrying everybody along. The ark is already on steaming in the high seas. Let every Biafran join us. We are not going to leave anyone behind except the he that decides to leave himself or herself behind. In that case, we move on. That is a true position. With me right now, fellow Biafrans, are on the crew, Uche Na Okeke, joining us from Benue State, precisely Makode. Uche Na Okeke, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Ikenna. The anchorman, I want to appreciate our people for joining us in our tonight's broadcast, and I pray that God will be with us. You're all welcome.
Thank you very much. While I was introducing you, a certain gentleman, Dosky Ejima, is saying that we want referendum, come rain, come shine. I can understand his mindset because the principle of referendum has been inculcated into his own rights call, and when you try to provide any positive alternative, he remains adamant. But we are here this evening to enlighten him. Next on the line is Uche Diji from Accra. Uche, welcome to the program.
Hello, good evening, my able moderator, wonderful people of Biafra all over the world. I greet you all. And our able leader is Ndibo. I greet you wherever you are. This is your humble servant, speaking from down.
Yeah, Uche, you will always try to make your voice quite, audible, that we can hear you. And as we are equally introducing you, from Nnewi right now is Professor Chinedu Abodike, who is saying that we should keep the flag flagging, that is always with us in body and spirit, and that is all ears and eyes on this day's broadcast. To Chinedu, Professor Abodike, we are saying hello and you are welcome to the program. And next on the line right now is Sonny Bobo Emmanuel Wabisi. Sonny, you are welcome to the program.
Good evening, my fellow Biafrans and all the friends of Biafra worldwide. Thank you for today's and welcome for this special edition. And at the same time, I wish you happy new month all. Thank you.
Indeed, it is a special edition because since we started this broadcast, this will be the first time we are going to throw more light on the concept of referendum, sovereign national conference, and to see if this referendum has already been conducted by the Igbo Consultative Assembly during the 1960s or prior to 1967-70 civil holocaust. So let us move on as we go there. Next on the queue now is Ume Maslenos joining us equally right now from Lagos. Ume Maslenos, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you, my brother Ikenna. And fellow Biafrans, good evening to you all and welcome to today's broadcast.
Thank you very, very much. Now, as we expect other members of the crew, we have to go into the business of the day proper. Like we all know, a lot of issues are with us and we are going to take them one after the other. Where and when we run out of time, we shall keep the rest pending until the next round of our interactive session. Now, gentlemen of the crew, fellow Biafrans who are already hooked on in the past 1 hour, listening to our own music that recall the long ago. Today, apart from making brief touches on the same Anambra election for the sake of emphasis, and then trying to inform our people on the preparations we are making towards Ojukwu Memorial Day, 26th of November, we are here this evening in particular to say, what is referendum? Why do people shout referendum? Of course, they have their right to say referendum, but do they indeed understand what referendum is all about? Everybody knows when you talk of referendum, maybe you are dissatisfied or disenchanted in and with the very society wherein you find yourself presently. And because of this, you would want to exercise your inalienable right to self-determination. And where there appears to be a kind of impediment, you can now gather your people of like minds, of the same tribal, historical, linguistic, and probably religious leanings to say, are we going to remain part and parcel of this flagellum federation, or must we put our heads together to say to your tents, O Israel? What do? We have to remember that before the proclamation of the Biafra Republic 1967, the Eastern House, the Eastern elders, everybody, by word of consultative assembly, came and told the then General of the People's Army, Chukwuemeka Odimegwu Ojukwu, that we are tired of Nigeria, declare Biafra for us. That singular statement made by the Eastern Consultative Assembly with the connivance of all our traditional rulers, the elites and what have you, was indeed a referendum. That was a moment when every Biafran took the decision that we are tired of Nigeria and now we are called Biafrans. That particular statement took care of everything. Even though there was a war somewhere along the line where they tried to force us into the federation, back as the case may be, we tended to capitulate. Not that we capitulated. They never defeated us. But at a point, there had to be what is called temporary truce. A kind of truce everybody was glad of, but nobody was proud of it. Several years after, when they felt that Biafra had been buried incommunicado as incognito, it took the courage of one particular man, whose name is Ijele Ndibo, to resurrect, making Biafra to be a kind of, you bury it is a seed, it germinates. And today, Biafra has germinated once again. The very day he made this statement at Aba, from Agulejika to Aba, it was then a re-emphasis that Biafra has come to be, and the particular referendum conducted by our people before the civil holocaust stands the test of time. That is to say, we don't need another referendum. We have passed that stage. What we are discussing now is forming the Biafran government to take care of our internal matters. Sonny Bobo, are you there? What do you have to say to what we have been saying?
Thank you, my brother Ikenna. On this particular issue, it disturbs me a lot over the way our ignorant brothers are going about this referendum of 13. But they fail to understand that referendum, you have done something that is more than referendum. A seat at home has been ordered in the Biafran land, in Nigeria here, and people observe it to the extent of extending to other African countries where our brothers and sisters are living, like Togo, Ghana, many places, observing 2004 seat at home protest by Massob in 2004. See, they have forgotten that referendum is like election also, but the referendum is a matter of yes or no. The issue is that it is now clear to everyone, even the unborn, that every Igbo man, every Southeast Southerners wants Biafra. They want their own nation. It is clear. They have forgotten that people like Scotland, they have their members in the UK Parliament, and they conducted the referendum, and they failed with 1%. They have forgotten also that a referendum can be manipulated. Okay, take for instance of what is happening in Catalonia now. Their leader is now on the run. He has run to Belgium. The issue is that they conduct the referendum on their own. They did everything on their own without the necessary support. Today, after declaring their independence, has it been easy for them? Now, all the autonomy they have, all the power of autonomy, everything they have now, the government of Madrid has taken over all the autonomy in Catalonia. That's to show, our people are supposed to learn from all these things. The issue is not that shout referendum. What are the steps that you are taking to take that referendum? What are the necessary support that you need? If European Union supported Catalonians, they would have been free. If the United Nations supported Catalonia, they would have been free. So they need to make a step. So the issue is that it's not only to shout to referendum. What are the necessary things that you need to do for that referendum to be done? And you have done something that is more than referendum. They forgot that during the time Southern Sudan conducted their own referendum, they have a coded relationship with the government of Sudan. And such a thing is what we need. We need to make the relationship, we need to make the friendship, to extend it to many distance, not only in Nigeria, to many other distance countries. That, when you are doing this, is not something that you can do alone. You need a support. You need people to support you. But our people, they will just come and referendum or no referendum, no election. It's a Chinese talk. If you follow how this is going in this world, look at it. The same thing happened in Kurdish. So they should know the importance of referendum and know that referendum can also be manipulated. The issue is that we have passed the level of referendum. It is all clear that everybody in the South, each and every one of us, what we want is Biafra, and nothing but Biafra. So There's somebody to come up now and start telling you that we need the referendum, we need the referendum. That is not the issue. The issue is that how close, how related, how cordially are we to the necessary people that are supposed to give us the necessary support for what we want. So I want to advise our people for them to use their brain. They should learn from others' mistakes. They should learn from the mistakes of others, the mistake of Catalonia, the mistake of Scotland, and every other thing. They should learn from there and know what they are seeking for. Look at the condition we are into this country. We need to play it. We need to make something that will make us anything we want to be. We do it in a peaceful way. But as you say, in the case of Aburi Accord, there was a cordial relationship. There was an agreement.
Yeah, go on, please. We are listening.
So what am I trying to say? That we have a very big work to do that is greater than referendum. So referendum is not the focus, it's not the highest, it's not the all at all. But we know that if we conduct referendum with the necessary support we need and want, that is better for us. So we need to settle those aspects of matters first before we jump into mistake like others. Thank you. That's my word.
Thank you very, very much. Exactly. The problem we are having from some of these boys is that they always shout on top of their voices without understanding, without even their minds comprehending what their lips are uttering. This is exactly the problem we are having. Now, let us take this. Their leader, the Supremo, once said, by way of boast, when he was addressing his ever credulous followers, that the Nigerian government had already offered him 6 states of Biafra land out of 10, but he refused to accept the 8 unless the remaining 2 was added, or rather were added. The question arises, if you were offered 8 states out of 10, what other referendum do you want? You don't need a referendum. You are talking about referendum for you to go home, for you to take your steps and go home. But on a platter of gold, the Nigerian government offered you 8 states out of 10. My people, let us be realistic. What other referendum do you want? The referendum had been concluded. So then go home with the 8 states offered to you. The remaining 2 will follow. This is true. I don't know if Uchenna Okeke is buying the ideas and propaganda here. Uchenna Okeke. Uchenna, are you there? Yes. You heard what I said. 8 states already given. The remaining 2. What other referendum is looking for? If you have already 8 states with you.
So that is what we're here to correct and to put our people on the right track so that they will not be confused by anybody or any group. And so we keep educating them and educating ourselves on the right thing to do. That has been done just like what I've said. But because of their ignorance, they are still expecting referendum. Not even from United Nations, but they are looking for referendum from the same country. They claim they are their enemy.
Even Aburi Accord, like somebody pointed out, the Aburi Accord was even a confirmation of the referendum conducted by the Eastern House of Assembly or Consultative Assembly. So the referendum has been concluded long ago. We are just talking about forming the Biafran government.
Yes, and that is what we are standing for now. So I want to believe that you are listening to us because I watch their text, their messages. Most of them post messages on the vobi Q stream live program, the one you sent, and they were commenting, and the guy was saying that they are looking for a referendum. And I believe that he is listening to us, and not only him, thousands and millions of them are listening to us. So please, our brothers, know ye that this has been done. We are talking about how to form government of Biafra. We are talking about how the United Nations will come and the Biafra we move on like every other nation. And that is what we are standing for now. So join the moving train and forget about the packed junk pack vehicle, and that is RPOB Limited of Nnamdi. Join the bim-massob now and come for orientation so that we orient you on what to do and the right thing to do for Biafra to move on. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Uchenna Okeke, for that. You remember when Sonny Bobo was addressing us, he was very, very clear. This referendum has been conducted long ago. We don't need a second referendum, because if you try to go into it this time around, are you equipped? Tell us, how equipped are you for that? When you don't have voters card, when you keep on shouting election boycott, if now a referendum, a new one anywhere, is to be conducted, and they now ask people with voters card to come and vote, what would you do? You begin to run helter-skelter. By then, you would have been deceiving a whole lot of people. Once again, we say no to those merchants of Venice who are here to deceive our people using the name Biafra. We are saying absolutely no to such people. They have no place in our modern Biafra. Ume Maslinus, are you with us?
I am with you.
Now, what are your contributions in what we are saying?
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity to address our people concerning this referendum issue. One thing is this, there's something I've come to discover amongst Nigerians. Let me use the word Nigerians. Any word that comes up at any particular time, we'll continue to use that word all throughout that era. When did this word referendum surface on the lips of our people? After the Scotland referendum was conducted, in which they lost, and the Brexit, through which Britain moved out of European Union. Then for the fact that anytime any man says any lie, he or she will need 10 lies to back up that lie tomorrow.
Yeah, please, sorry, let us, please, Ume Maslis, hold on, please. Ume Maslis, you can hold on a bit. Let us check a caller online. Hello, caller online, number ending 520. Hello, welcome to the program. Your name and where you are calling from. Good evening.
Good evening, I'm Desmond from Imo State.
Okay, you are live now on Voice of Biafra International. We are discussing all things about Biafra. What do you have to tell us?
Yeah, we are setting the radio to we are not getting the radio.
Yeah, if you are on Facebook or YouTube right now, you'll be seeing everything live. Many people are already hooked on to us. Do you have Facebook in your mobile phone? Are you on Facebook?
Yeah, they are using the small phone.
Oh, that is the problem now. Assuming you are using this iPhone, everybody using iPhone is online with us right now, live. So everything is streaming on Facebook, equally on YouTube, and on our satellite link. So maybe we pray to God indeed that God will bless you to get a mobile phone, what I mean by iPhone very soon, to be able to be with us. But however, we are asking you to crave a little indulgence. In a matter of time, our FM will start broadcasting. Then anywhere, anytime, you can listen to us. Thank you so much.
Okay, you are setting for that one already.
Yeah, we are on a very serious note working on it. It's only that protocol is what is delaying everything, but we are going to surmount every obstacle.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Now back to you, Ume Maslinus. We are sorry for the interruption. Ume Maslinus.
Okay. That's why we are here. So, like I was saying, when any man says any lie, You know, when any man lies to people to deceive them, he will need 10 lies to cover up that one lie tomorrow. And the next day, he will need 10 lies to cover each of the other 10 lies he used to cover the other lie. So now they cannot try to use this issue of referendum to cover one of the lies he gave. And what was that lie? That he would come out with Biafra from prison. That he will come out with Biafra. And when eventually though he knew he was not coming out with anything, because you can only come out with what you have. Then he decided to feed them with a referendum. They use it to cover everything, that it is a referendum that is holding, that is delaying him. But the truth is this: the stage we are in the struggle, we have far gone beyond referendum in today's Biafra we are discussing about. And why did I say so? When Dr. Raf was put it as an option to the world, Nigerian government did all what they could to make sure that they didn't come up with that. At the particular time they discovered that they should conduct any referendum, that they are going to lose. Because that was the time Obasanjo and all the rest of them were going to the east, meeting with the various elders and trying to make them all see the reason why they shouldn't join in the talk about Biafra. Then when they discovered that their efforts wasn't yielding anything, they decided to started applying delay tactics in the whole thing. Then, why I was so much convinced that there wasn't going to be anything like referendum is this: why all those things were happening? Dr. Afu was asked by the world leaders in preparation for your government. Oh, where is this noise coming?
Yeah, there is a problem. I don't know. It's coming from one of you hooked on through Messenger. So please try and check your various backgrounds or your surroundings and know what is going on.
Oh, like I was saying, the world leaders asked Dr. Afu was you can start putting down infrastructures if you are really serious with what you're saying. And at one time or the other, they kept coming to inspect those infrastructures, giving him guidelines on how to start preparing for your government. Is it after preparing for this government that they will come for a referendum? When you have started preparing for government, which means they have given you everything that you need. And at a particular time, Chief Dr. Raf said, yes, I have gotten everything. What we are waiting for in the issue of Biafra is just for the world to start giving us recognition. And it's just as simple as that. The people clamoring for referendum as if a referendum is the end of it all. All those people, all those countries that have conducted the referendum, which they know, how many of them have gotten exactly what they need to do that referendum? This is a very big question they need to ask themselves. I thank God that what is happening now in Catalonia, because at the point they started using Catalonia as a reference point to us. People that you are ahead of, but because of ignorance, our people think that Catalonia are ahead of us, without knowing that we are far ahead of Catalonia in trouble. We have gone far beyond them. And for our people to come back and start using them as reference points for us, didn't you see how Catalonians are doing it? Today, what is happening in Catalonia? Another thing is this. In Nigeria's constitution, there is no provision for referendum. There is no provision for referendum. And there is no way United Nations or African Union can come into Nigeria to conduct referendum for us. So long as there is nothing like referendum in our constitution.
You remember the propaganda they carried out that United Nations told them if they fail to get up to 60% from Anambra election, that are going to invariably grant us death for referendum. You can imagine that madness. Go on, please, Sonny. I just merely interrupted.
That's it. They always come up with one lie after the other. When they use the candy to tell us that they've already met with the American government and they've given us dates for referendum, when that one failed, they abandoned Candy and named her, gave her all manner of names and started castigating her. But she was doing what they asked her to do. Now, after that one, they came up with another one. That they have asked them to boycott another election if they succeed in getting 60% non participation in another election, and they'll give their referendum date. All these are just lies they manufacture from hell to mislead our people. It's not in existence. Those things are not in. They didn't discuss anything with anybody. I remember when he was still going about when Namdekan was still going about with his carnival here in Biafra land. I remember when the press threw a question to him, asked him, "Have you taken your struggle to UN?" He gave them a simple answer, "No." But UN is seeing what he is doing. I asked people, how can you call yourself a freedom fighter, agitating for a nation, for the independence of a nation, yet you've not taken that your agitation to UN, you've not taken that your agitation to AU, you didn't even take it to ECOWAS, not to talk of. Then where do you think the freedom or the recognition will come from? This from Nigerian government? Hell no. So these are the simple questions that his gullible followers need to be asking. Now that they can't find him anywhere to ask him this question, they're supposed to start asking themselves this question. Because the moment they start asking themselves this question, they will begin to realize that they've been fooled for a very long time. We are asking for a referendum. And it has been stated clearly that the referendum is not in our constitution.
Yeah, so I think there is a kind of poor communication network from your side now, and we cannot get you clearly. Let me take up the challenge from there. The truth is this: his members have been fed over the years with lies, and the one thing is this: they believed in the undiluted supremacy of their supremo. That is a problem, and they also believe that whatever that comes from his lips was the absolute truth and nothing but the truth. So they never believed in his invincibility. They never believed that he could make mistakes. Everything they believed was that he was the God, the human God incarnate. Whatever he says becomes law. But he don't blame the people, because in the land of the blind, once you are privileged with one eye, you are the king, the emperor, the supremo, what is called the supreme leader. This is what informs their mistakes. And we are here indeed to correct those mistakes. Referendum is not a birthday gift. Anybody can just come and hand over to you on a platter of gold. No! It follows complicated processes. It's not even an easy road. So, whenever people begin to shout referendum, these are people on the streets. You don't convince the international community by mere roadside show. No, they have seen much of that in the years young. What they want is something concrete, and something concrete has already been given to them by the bim-massob leadership under Chief Rafo Wazirike. Already, we have passed the stage of this referendum or no referendum. It's a long ago. We crossed that particular Rubicon. We are talking of forming our own internal government. And indeed, from what is happening in Biafra land right now, Biafra government has taken up. We are rather telling our people to join the queue. From the satellite station of the Voice of Biafra International, we are streaming to you live and direct on YouTube, Facebook, and our satellite lane. A little bit of Biafra music. Of course, Biafra is an everlastingness and nothing will stop it. It has come to be and it will be there to the end of this life. We are talking about referendum, telling our people, those of you who are still living in the past with the concept of referendum should try and live in the modern, because we have passed that particular stage when people would just deceive their misguided elements using the term referendum. We are already forming the Biafran government, and this is what we are asking our people to join us. Right now in Accra is Uche Diji waiting. Uche Diji, over to you. What do you have to say in what we have been talking about, referendum, when some people have already claimed that the Nigerian government had granted them estates? If they have estates already in their cities, why then do they talk of referendum? Uche Diji, Accra, Ghana.
Yeah, hello, my able moderator. I agree with you once again.
Uche, adjust your position, please. We are not getting you. It's fluctuating.
You can hear my voice.
No, it's not clear at all. I must be honest with you. It's not clear.
Louder.
It's not clear, please. Adjust your position.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better. I must be honest with you. It's better now.
Okay. So what I have to contribute of people asking for referendum or asking whether they are asking for freedom. You know, Muslims have said it all, reasonable doubt, that when you lie, you may find another 10 lies to cover up. And there is nothing like cover up in lies. What you have to do is to confess your sins and be free. Indeed. So what is going on now is they are trying to make sure that APC government or our enemies take over Anambra State. Because if those people who was
please, I don't know, somebody's making noise somewhere. Please, if your windows are closed, maybe you're living close to the road, close the windows, close the doors, and let there be absolute silence. Uche, it appears it's coming from your side. Are you in the open place?
Yes.
Yeah, that could be the reason. Please, and it's really disturbing the flow of the whole discourse. Yeah, there's a problem there. We cannot get you. It's too noisy.
I will come back.
Yeah, it's still not there. I must be honest with you. Yeah, we give you some minutes to adjust your position while we see on with our music.
Biafra, wenyerimo kwakade. Ikwere na Biafra, Biafra, Biafra. Ikwere na Biafra, wenyerimo kwakade. Ikwere na Biafra, Biafra, wemeri. Ikwere na Biafra, wenyerimo kwakade. Ikwere na Biafra, Biafra, Biafra. Ikwere na Biafra, wenyerimo kwakade. Adomina, domina, oh. Adomina, 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 domina, oh. Adomina, Adomina, Adomina. Ochana magawa chayo. Adomina, Adomina, Adomina. Anyama kwa nyama kwe, oh. Anyama kwe, anyama. Adomina, domina, oh. Adomina, 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 domina, oh. Adomina, Adomina, Adomina. Ochana magawa chayo. Adomina, Adomina, Adomina. Anyama kwa nyama kwe, oh. Anyama kwe, anyama kwe, anyama kwe. Sekoraga chayo. Anyama kwe, anyama kwe, anyama. Rising sun, we know that beloved homeland of our great heroes. We must defend our lives or we shall perish. We must protect our souls from all our foes. What is the price is paid for we hold dear? Then let us die without a shred of fear. Land of the rising sun, we know Nigeria. Beloved homeland of our great heroes. We must defend our lives or we shall perish.
Of course, we are here to defend ourselves. If we fail to defend ourselves, we are going to perish. This is what the music is, advising us on. And on the strength of this, we are asking every Biafran to come and join the struggle in this our self-determination. Which DG, I don't know if your background is better now. I don't think so because I can still get a lot of noise coming from their own particular setting. Which DG, can we get anything better from there?
I have realized that the noise is not from my back.
But then the service is very, very poor and we cannot hear you.
Even though you are broadcasting, I'm still hearing the noise.
Okay.
Program.
Now what you need to do is adjust your
I
position.
can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, adjust your position for us to hear you. I think the noise has tremendously ceased now. So go on, Uche DG.
Okay. Thank you. Wonderful people of Biafra, my contribution tonight regarding this Anambra election and the referendum people are talking about is if they are giving an example of referendum with Catalonians, they are drawing us back, as Umemas Lenus have said. Even the people of Catalonia try with their possible best without making noise and hijack and use the offices to preach for their freedom. They use the offices and work for their freedom. So if what my advice to this attempt to ask their leader to unite with other Biafran leaders for them to form something like political movement to hijack the political powers, to hijack all the governorship seats and other important seats in the state, and used it to speak for the so-called referendum. But we are not talking about referendum. What we are talking is a total freedom, total sovereign nation. This is what we are talking about. Because the reason why is that the person that was saying, I asked him, I thought when I was growing, they taught us that if any nation that fought at least 40 years, that they are going to grant them their freedom. And he stated that everything can be changed at any given time. We do not surely know about that. I said, okay, no problem. So we have fought a war and have come back through non-violence.
Okay, now Uche, please hold on. Uche, now hold on. Uche, did you hold on a bit? Please, Uche, did you hold on a bit? Let us take caller right here. Hello, caller number ending 017. Uche, did you hold on, please? Hello, caller. Caller with number 0017 ending. Hello. We have a caller online with number ending 0017. Can we?
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Speak up, please.
Okay, my name is Oliver.
Hello? Yeah, go on. We are listening.
Okay. Come again.
We are listening to you. Go on. You are on air with us. Go on, please.
My name is Oliver from.
I think exactly where you are right now, there is no better service. Could you please shift position a bit and let us try if there could be something better?
Okay, just hold on. Hello, can you hear me better now?
Yes, it's better now. Go on.
Okay, I'm saying that my name is Oliver from bim-massob, Lagos.
You're welcome, please.
Yeah, and I'm a chief in my region, Zone A, Mayor.
Yeah, go on, please.
Yeah, I just want to know how the situation of things today I have.
You want to know what?
The position of things here in Germany, outside the world, or
Okay. You want to know the stand of things for now, both here in Germany and Biafra land. All I have to tell you by way of certainty is that we are almost breasting Biafra. That is the gospel truth.
Okay.
What we are doing now is to form our own internal government. When people say referendum, we have passed the stage of referendum because the first referendum was conducted prior to the Civil War when the Eastern Consultative Assembly took a decision that we have opted out of Nigeria. That was the first referendum. And the second referendum was the day Chief Dr. Rafa Waziri redeclared Biafra. We have passed the stage of guiding our people by name of referendum. We are now forming the Biafran government. That is the stage now. And we have also alerted the international community in this regard. I have to be frank with you, we are enjoying their massive support. We are heading towards Biafra without shooting a single gun. This is our philosophy, and it is irrevocable. Thank you very much. That's the situation of things for now. I have to make it brief because people are really online right now with us. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Uche, DJ, back to you.
Okay, my brother, you have answered the question of the caller excellently, because this is where I am proceeding. So, if our people will know that calling for boycott of election is useless in this regard. Last time I told them that it is the right time for we to sue, even make sure that we are in this state today to court. We have lawyers. These people have to apologize to us and make sure our freedom. Understand? So people that are calling for, go and boycott another state election, and you start throwing and hiding inside bush, and like we are terrorists or we are what? No. We have passed that stage. The time Biafra name was a crime, we have passed that stage. Cannot be all, even having a £1 with us in it. The time have gone. We have to make sure that Biafran is being liberated in that stage. It was made possible by Chief Dr. Ralph Wazirike, who made sure that despite all the challenges that he withstand them through the help of late President Ikembo Megojubu, may so rest in perfect peace. So for that reason, we can never be so cheap to be listening to those fight and runs children who are telling us who are telling people, oh, go and boycott the election. No, we have passed that stage. Instead of us to go and even saying boycotting election, if we want to be so cheap, we can stay. Let us hijack. Let us go and make sure that all Biafran take over all the rest important states. So we are not going to be so cheap to going to boycott the election, and by so doing, Nigeria will also say now we are rebels. Oh, we are rebels. We carry guns to come and destabilize the peace of the country or peace of the village or the town. No. Our own weapon is our intelligence. The intelligence which Chief Dr. Ralph Wazirike established 18 years ago. If despite all the challenges, they have been pushing him to do that in order to make sure that he fell. But by God's grace, he stands on his philosophy. That philosophy is what we are going to use to make sure that Biafra is being restored without any single blame. So this is what I have to contribute in that regard, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Uche Digi, for your own so wonderfully contribution. We always count on you. That is the fact, really. People always talk on what they do not understand because they want to talk. One thing is this, even when the RBL IPOB Limited CNC, was brandishing himself from place to place, several times we called for a debate, for a round table talk to put ourselves through, to understand ourselves, probably disagree to agree. At each particular point, they dodged our invitation. At times we begin to wonder, why do these people, why are they afraid of intellectual discourse? Why are they afraid of coming together to provide some solutions to immediate problems? It is not enough to lead a motley crowd from place to place. It's quite unfortunate that our people are very, very jobless. And one man had to capitalize on that. to troop out our jobless population on the streets to begin to demonstrate, thinking that the Biafra resurgence is an open sesame. It's not like that. Biafra resurgence is not an open sesame. It's not something anybody can just give to you as if it's a birthday gift or what have you. No. We have to go to the rudiments. Everybody has spoken and spoken well. We have passed the stage where people will begin to shout to referendum. If we are talking about referendum, how come that we had a Biafra Republic that started existing far back 1967? If there was no referendum, how come Biafra was a republic? The Eastern House Consultative Assembly took that decision and we stand by it. At Aburi, the general of the People's Army, Chukwemeka Odumegwu, was emphatic on it. 2000, Chief Judge Tarafu was with the Ijele Ndigo, reenacted that to tell them that the referendum we conducted far back 1967 is still relevant. Already we have decided to go. If you are calling of referendum, are you telling the Nigerian government that we have not decided to go yet? If we have not decided to go, why do we have Biafra currency? Why do we have our vehicle plate numbers? Why do we have our national flag? Why do we have our headquarters right now with government functioning? If we are still talking about referendum, why do we have all these things already on ground, waiting for the international community to give final approval? If there was no referendum conducted, how come that Chief Owazike was in 2000, or exactly 2000, in Togo, attending the OAU meeting? We have had our referendum already. Those who are talking about referendum want to lead us back to medieval times, to the Stone Age, to primitive times. We are moving ahead. This is modern time, the age of technology. We are asking these people, they have to put on new garb and join the bandwagon and move at a faster rate. They cannot be dragging us backwards all the time. If we continue to find them drooping, drabbing, we shall move on in spite of them. Biafra has come a long way. So when they begin to think of referendum, that means they have been out of tune with reality. Biafra already is a fait accompli, and that's not anybody can do it. East or west, Biafra is there. Every morning wake up, you see the sun rising, giving us the impression of Biafran independence. And here we come with Biafra music flowing. We come back to the program in a few minutes' time.
This day what we hold dear, then let us die without a shred of fear. Onye dịrọ na-achụgharị ga-echefu ya chekwe dide. Ndị iro gbara anyị okirikiri dee obodo, ndị iro gbara anyị gburugburu dee Biafra. Anyị ga-ekepụta n'ihi na mpụta bụ ụjọ, agaghị ekepụta n'ihi na mpụta bụ ụjọ. Onye ndị iro na-achụgharị ga-echefu ya chekwe dide. Kama mụ ga-abụrụ sabo ka nwa n'ihu agha, ka nwa n'ihu agha, ka nwa n'ihu agha. Kama mụ ga-esogharị ba ka nwa n'ihu agha, ka nwa n'ihu agha. Obi ga-adị m mma. Kama mụ ga-abụrụ sabo ka nwa n'ihu agha, ka nwa n'ihu agha, ka nwa n'ihu agha. Kama mụ ga-esogharị ba ka nwa n'ihu agha, ka nwa n'ihu agha.
Let us move down to where Valentine Ugoji is right now in Port Harcourt to seek his views on the issues we have been discussing about Valentine Ugoji. Over to you. Valentine Ugoji, are you with us? Hello, Valentine. Oh, we have lost him.
Chief Emeka Ojukwu Emeka Biafra. Now we are going to the next topic for the day, and this is where our young boys and girls will find more interest in listening to us, not just like that, but in getting participated. Now, After the 26th anniversary of the People's General Chukwemeka Odimegwu Ojukwu, we shall face the Christmas period, and let me say ahead of time, our people are going to enjoy this year's Christmas very, very well. Now, during January, February to the first quarter of next year, the Biafra National League shall start. The Biafra National League shall start. We shall start matches from the zonal level to state level, from state level to national level, and from there to the West African sub-region. We want to now start harvesting our young boys and girls, and we are here using this particular opportunity to reach out to our young boys and girls below the age bracket of 25, that they have to now move down to bim-massob headquarters at Owerri, find out who the sports minister is, and begin immediate registration of their names and localities. We are going to harness and harvest our best players, boys and girls, that will represent Biafra in the scheme of things. Like we have always said, take it or leave it. It's incontestable. Biafra nation is going to be the first African country to lift the World Cup. It has been concluded even in the spiritual realm. Biafra shall be the first African nation to lift the World Cup. We have to start now preparing, calling our able-bodied young boys and girls. We have to tell the sports minister, please, to start now moving from primary schools to secondary schools to polytechnics, even to the universities, and bring out the best players we can find. The bim-massob family is prepared always to sponsor all these selected ones to any level. We want to get the best players. We want to get more of our culture and Kano and host of them and lot of them. So, ahead of time, we are asking our people, in preparation for the task ahead, begin now to register your names for Biafra National League. Sani Baba, you are right there at the headquarters. What do you have to say about this?
Brother, I think it is the best time to let our people know the importance of football, more especially in this our struggle. The first time we hosted this football match, it was a great event at Okwe. And our members from Lagos won the competition, which our leader, our leader said that some time ago. And it's another opportunity to bring out the talent of our young youth, more especially those who are footballers. It will help us a lot. I know the sports ministry has been making all their necessary efforts in order to make sure that we commence the matches very soon. Very soon, we will list the date of matches between zones and zones. So it is a good effort. It is something our great leader, Chief Dr. Raf Wazike, has established right from time. So I want to use this opportunity to tell our people that whoever that knows how to play, very soon, we are commencing our matches from zone to zone. After zone to zone, it can now move from state to state. Then after state to state, we will know the next level to enter. But I'm encouraging each and every one of us, even if you can't play, you come and cheer the players. to come and be the fans. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very, very much. Uche DG, over there in Ghana, are there preparations to make sure that we bring the best Biafrans over there in Ghana? You know, because of the football matches that will commence January.
Of course, in Ghana, those are able already to participate in Biafran football once the time comes, because I can see a lot of them here playing in so many places. And you know, our people love football more than any other thing. So, and they will be very, very, very glad to make sure that they participate.
Yeah, that will be very, very good. We are going to mobilize Biafrans everywhere for this particular event. In Makurdi, where Uchenna Okeke is. Uchenna, do you think your zone will be ready for these donor football matches? Uchenna Okeke?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, we are asking
Yes.
when the football matches commence, the Biafra League commences, will their zone be prepared for it? This is what we are saying now. What you're asking, rather.
Yes. Yes, that is a part of our program. And the Makurdi, we are very much ready to participate in every function that has to do with the Biafra. And we are very much ready to participate in it, because our youths, the Biafran youths that are here in Makurdi, they are ready for every kickoff for the program of Biafra. And so I'm giving you the assurance that we come out. In fact, we're going to produce one of the best players of Biafra. Thank you.
Oh, that is very, very wonderful. We are looking for the zone that will be carrying the golden boots. I think it shall be our pleasure to make some sacrifices in that regard. Valentine Mugoji in Port Harcourt, do you think your zone will be ready for this very football matches?
Yes, I got that came now. And I believe so much that my zone will be ready for these matches when the time comes. Let's take, for instance, in 2010, when we were arrested in Port Harcourt, we were about 36 of us in the Port Harcourt maximum prison. And in one of the days, we set up a football match between Nigerians and Biafran in the prison. And we won Nigeria 3-0.
Oh, wonderful. That is so great. That is very, very great. 3-0 against Nigeria.
Yes, 3-0. Yes, it was the match was in Port Harcourt prison between Nigeria and Biafra, and we won Nigeria 3-0 then in 2010. So, and I still believe that that spirit is still there, and the zone are ready for any football match that will be set up anytime, any moment.
Honestly, this is very, very encouraging. In 2010, when many of us were in prison, there was a football match between Biafra and Nigeria, and the Biafra handed over Nigeria what we call in those days in our primary school, 3 Ondo. We used to call it 3 Ondo. When you hand them 2, 3, 4, 0, we call it 3 Ondo or 4 or 5 Ondo. That's how we used to call it. So, if Biafra in prison could hand over Nigeria 3-0, you can expect Biafrans outside the prison. I think we are going to dash every of the Nigerian players 2 goals to go home with. Bim-massob, how prepared is Lagos in this football match?
Lagos is always prepared now.
Yeah, we heard that the first one that was organized, Lagos came to Arab Biafra and they lifted the cup and disappeared. Do you think it's going to be like that this year, next year?
If we continue like that, we're not going to another aspect to it.
Okay, it's going to be highly competed anyway. So, gentlemen from different zones, Massob said that Lagos is going to lift the cup once again. But I know from what your Valentine Bugatti has said, now it's going to be a ding-dong affair. Let us watch out and see what will happen. So we are now asking Sonny Baba at the headquarters. We have to invite all the sports administrators to come on air and tell us how prepared they are for this event coming up next year. We must begin now to move down to primary, secondary schools to get the best of our young boys and girls. Let us take a little interlude of music. Okay, that is that. So we are now moving towards zonal state football matches. We are preparing our young boys and girls for eventual Biafra League, and we are advising everybody, if you know of any child who can play football very, very well, be he or she, boy or girl, bring the person. We want to harvest the best in Biafra land. And we are going to assure, let me say, any zone that leaves the cup, we have complete sets of football booths, 12 in number, let me say 11 in number, that will come from the Voice of Biafra International. Vobi shall donate 12 pairs of boots to the group or the zone that will lead the cup. This is our promise. Gentlemen, what do you have to say about this? Voice of Biafra International Germany is going to provide the 12 pairs of boots to any particular zone that will lead the cup. What do you have to say?
Hello, this is Emmanuel calling from Biafra. My brother Iken, I'm going to say a very big thank you because it's a boost. And it will help to boost the team. It will help to boost every zone, to make a very better preparation after everything that the winner of the competition will go home with 12 boots from the Voice of Biafra International Germany. My brother, I want to say a very big thank you.
Thank you very much.
Our people will be very happy to hear such. In fact, they will go to the high level in their preparation. They will now know that it is not a joking matter. They will take everything serious, and people will like to be the ones. Any zone will like to be the one to win the 12 pair of boots.
Honestly, and the 12 pairs of boots will be the same color, different sizes, but the same color. So that when they appear with it in any football encounter, all the boots they'll be putting on will be uniform, the same color, different sizes depending on the individual's choice. This is a promise from Voice of Biafra International Germany. Go on, please.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. I don't have more to say, but to say thank you. But I think I will go and make sure that I'm fit that very day, so that I can be part of the people that will win these boots.
That is wonderful.
I will go back to training now.
Yes.
Even if my stomach is too big, my stomach will soon come down now. But I would like to be the one to win this competition.
Yeah, we are here to encourage our people. Voice of Biafra International is here not just to inform, but to encourage our people. We want to encourage them to put in their best. We want to project them to the whole world for them to know that we have what it takes to be a nation. This is a concrete assurance, and we are going to do it. So, now, Uchenna, okay, you heard what Vobi has said, Vobi.land has said?
Yes, we heard what Vobi.land has said, and it is a welcome development. I believe that will encourage our people to come up in sports. Those of them that can play football very well, it will help them. It will now encourage them to come up and train very well, so that they will get those foods and use it well for the proud of our nation, to make our nation Biafra proud. Thank you very much for that wonderful offer.
Thank you so much. Now, who next online to make a comment on this? Because we are working as a team, even though we say Vobi.land, but it is Vobi. Vobi is, whether you are in Benue, in Lagos, in Port Harcourt, or in Biafra land, it is Vobi. Why we just say Dutchland is because it's where we are transmitting right now, and that is it. So whatever we are going to do, we use the same in the name of vobi, and it's all encompassing. Okay.
Yes, my brother.
Yes.
Okay, Umema Slenus, please come in. Hold on.
It's very, very encouraging because that is motivation. People need to be motivated for them to bring out their best.
Yes.
And I think one of the best motivation you can give to any footballer. So if you make each and every one of them to bring out their best, to showcase what they have, their God-given talent and skill when they talk about football. And that is the spirit. I love it. I thank you very much for that.
Yes, let it be announced that Vobi Dutchland has promised to donate 12 pairs, not 11, 12 pairs of boots, the same color, to any zone that will be the best. So that they will wear it in the next edition. It's an assurance.
By Monday, the time will break the news at our zonal meeting here in Lagos.
Yes.
I think training will begin immediately.
That is great. Then
with this,
go on, please.
With this Vobi's promise, in fact, I want to believe that Benue State we are not going to allow Lagos to come and take that again from us. So in fact we are going to we are going to take a serious. In fact, the boys will not take a serious training, and so that we're going to emerge victorious, and Benue will lift not only the cup but take home the boots, at least to show Nigerians what we have been our effort, what we can just like what they did to them in Port Harcourt, and here with this, in fact, they're going to boost the morale of the players. Even though I am getting old, I cannot play. How I wish I could come down to 25 or 20 years old, so that I'll be. But nevertheless, our boys will come on and they make us proud. Thank you, Ikenna and the Vobi crew, for this great offer. Thank you so much.
So let it be known that the Vobi crew, not just Dutchland, Vobi crew has promised this, even though it's Vobi crew, but Dutchland branch of the Vobi will provide it on behalf of others. That is certain. Yes.
That's good.
Yes. That's good. So we need to encourage our people. That's the situation of things. So we have to now inform all our sports administrators. They need to come on air and give us their plan. Begin now to harness and harvest our boys from various primary and secondary schools. This will be the best option, honestly. So every hand must be on deck. That's the situation of things. Let us play a little news.
Obodo bụ Naijiria, ọ bụ ọbụgoro boy ka anyị bụ ndị Biafra na-agbara Naijiria, ọ bụ orubeghị mgbe ọ ga-esetụrụ anyị bụ Biafra si anyị. Onye nke nna m prọfe BBC gbawara Naijiria, kpọcha nna m gwa nna m na onwe ya gbawakwa ụmụ prọfe BBC tolitekwa gbawakwa ọkụkọ ya n'aka Naijiria. Ọ bụ orubeghị mgbe a ga-esetụrụ anyị bụ ndị Biafra. Mba, ndị Biafra anyị ga-ana.
Anyị ga-ana.
Biafra Ganana, Biafra Ganana, Biafra Ganana, Biafra Ganana, Biafra Ganana, Ani Ganana. Abia boso ta umu Biafra. Kibia bulu na e Ghana. Maka niye na-eme n'obodo a adị ọzọ agụ ndị Biafra mana tupu m eme nke a aga m ebidogoro ịkọ gbasara onwe m nakwa ihe gbasara asịrị ndị na-achọghị ọganihu Biafra kwuru n'isi m nakwa asịrị ndị na-achọghị ka agụ Biafra nwere onwe anyị ihe ndị Sabo kọgburu. Ekwe ka m si wee tinye isi na bọs akụkọ onye niile dị n'ime bọs a na-akọ na pọpa BBC nwụrụ anwụ wee tukwa na bọs tinye isi na keke etinyekwa ọkwa akụkọ a kọwakwa ebe a na ọya n'ala ndị to na keke na omebu na eburu ibu tinyezie isi na ọkada onye ọkada tinyekwa ọkwa aka a na-akọrọ m na ọ banye meshin nwa asidenti gbajie ukwu ndị niile na-akọ ihe ndị a enwekwa n'ime ha ma onye m ụmụ ụwa bụrụ maka gịnị ọkwa maka eziokwu ọkwa eziokwu na ese dị onye Biafra ngwa gee ntị abịakwana m ọzọ taa ịbịakwa unu okwu gbasara ihe eji kwuo osi atụgharara n'ugwu mgbe ahụ ọ bụ eziokwu bụ na mgbe o kwuchara ya na ọtụ na-esepụta BBC ka ekwuo sepụta kugbuo akụkọ Chineke mekwa nke o ji bụrụ Chineke mana ka anyị na-aga na ya ndị obodo anyị asị anyị na-ekwado onye ugwu na ọgbata ha na nsogbu anya na onye ugwu abatara draiva ebunye na moto a gwara ya na draiva bịa na ọ ga-eburu obodo anyị niile bụ Naijiria wee gawa njem a mana draiva abanye na bụrụ naanị ndị ugwu ndị be ha chefuzie ndị Biafra. Oke ngwa unu lezie anya ndị Biafra unu ga-achọpụta na draiva etiri na-akọ n'uche wee kerie obodo a ngwa na-enwe n'anya abịa họpụta ndị service chiefs niile ọ bụrụ ndị ugwu enwere afọ onye Biafra nọ n'ime ya ọkwa anya asa ụmụ Igbo abịa chukwu azụ wee bịa họwa ndị emere apọịnt dị ka ndị ga-elekọta ihe dị n'obodo a onye isi ndị onye ugwu onye isi ndị onye ugwu ma ndị na-elekọta akụnụba anyị ndị ugwu onye ga-ahọpụzi ndị ọchịchị onye ugwu kwa ọ pụtasị na Biafra esosi na Naijiria ihe bụ ajụ ka m nwere ịjụ ngwa n'ezie enene anya nkịta ọ dịka mba ụwa ọ na-achọ ịchọpụta na Biafra ndị na-enweghị ebe ha so na Naijiria ewee sị gịnị ka a ga-ekenye anyị ugwu na-abịa jemegbu ka gịnị katatacha wee sị ka anyị kenye Biafra Boko Haram ekenatago na Boko Haram na-ekwuru ọbịa anụmakọ onye Igbo na-amaghị anya ka a na-ekwuru ọbịa jewere anya gị nke abụọ zụkọba BBC ngwa ndị Biafra kemgbe draiva bụ n'ime otu bụ Naijiria anyị na-enye anya mewere ofu ezigbo ihe nwere ike ichete n'echiche ka e mere ndị Biafra sikwegoro anyị nkwa ma ya bụ na emeghị ya taa enweghọ anyị wee na-ege ntị dịka anyị nụrụ n'olu ụkọchukwu anyị si na onye abanyedara na common insurgents akwụsagba ọ dịte ka common insurgents ahụ na tọlụzi bụ problem maka nke na akụkọ tụwanyị n'ebe dị iche iche nke chọgbuziri onwe ya bụ na ọ dị ka ya bụ ihe agbara tupu na anya Biafra mana ụlọ bụ na mgbago bifọ ụmụnne m biko anụ m achụ ndị asị anyị bidoro onye ukwu na onye ukwu ba ha na nsogbu anya na anụ m atụzi mgbe ọgwụ ike unu dara ka ọ na-egwutu unu ka ọ na-esetụrụ ma ọ bụ na oyi Igbo na-eme Igbo ibe ha ọ bụrụ na enyere unu ego unu eme ka anyị mara mmiri ya na-echi mbọchị ọ ga-ezo ọ ga-agbakwanye ma onye na-achụra ma mgbe ọ bụ Biafra ekere na ya kemgbe onye ndu obodo a bụ Odumegwu nwụchara ọ bịa dịka ọbụla ndị Biafra enweghị onye ndu anyị na-efe ọkwa dịka ụmụ Izrel mere n'ụzara ụwa sike wee kunye si na ọ ga-edu anyị gaa anya maje anyị ekurikwa so ụwa zuru ike.
Now, at a point after the death of Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, the mantle of leadership fell on Chief Dr. Rafu Wazirike. Any other person is a pretender to the throne. Already, he has been crowned the Ijele Ndibo.
It is a title that is given to only an individual in an age, once in a lifetime. Already again, he possesses that, and he holds that particular sacred mandate on behalf of the people. Anybody coming out to challenge his authority is doing so at his own detriment. There is only one authority, from where others must come from. We are bound to obey. As it stands now, the Biafran government is already being established, and every paraphernalia that will give it significance is being put in place. This is what we are telling our people. The time has come for everybody to come back to the state. We are now tired of having a kind of discordant tones. What we want now is the harmony of the symphony. Uchenna Okeke, take over the broadcast for the rest of the 25 minutes. Are you with us? Because your service is a bit clearer than the rest. Uchenna Okeke. Uchenna, are you with us? Oh, he's not there. Omer Maslinos, I think your service will be clearer equally. Can you take over the broadcast?
Okay.
Yeah, take over the studio. For the rest of the 25 minutes, we shall be on air and direct our people.
Okay, thank you for the privilege, my brother. And Biafrans, thank you for giving me this opportunity to serve you. Yes, we have been talking about various issues concerning our dear country, Biafra. And as it is right now, we are crossing our T's and dotting our I's to make sure that everything comes to be the way they're supposed to be. Because all eyes are on Biafra, all eyes are on us, and we can't afford to fail. We can't afford to disappoint the world. We can't afford to disappoint Africa, because they are all looking on us. They are all hoping. Like the writer who wrote a book said, in Biafra, Africa died. And the entire African nation are looking upon us for their resurrection. Having true independence to any African country depends on the role we Biafrans will play as the true leaders in Africa. And that is why we cannot joke, we cannot tolerate any propaganda that is trying to destroy all what we have put in place in order to assume this leadership position in Africa and the world by extension. So, gentlemen of the crew, we are online, and we have been discussing concerning all the lies and propaganda and every other thing that has been going on, all because of, let me use the word, envy by a certain individuals who think that the only way they can destroy what the bim-massob family under the leadership of LND has put in place is by using all manner of lies and propaganda to poison the minds of our people towards that God-given leader whom we have, whom the Nigerian government under Obasanjo's administration, after testing him all everywhere they have been using, all what they have been using to deceive every other Igbo man, they came to conclude that this man is not an Igbo man, simply because of the fact that he refused to collect what the other Igbo men were collecting from them in order to sell their people. But it's unfortunate that those same individuals who have been collecting all manner of things from Nigerian government to sell their people, we equals, that has made us to be in the position we are today in the Nigerian affairs. He turned around and started raising all manner of propaganda against him, sponsoring all manner of evil talks and hate speech against him. But he never bothered about all those, because he knows the road. And whosoever knows the road never look back while towing that road, as so long as he knows where he's heading to. And that is why today we all can boldly stand anywhere to call Biafra without fear of anything. And that is why we can, through this medium, Voice of Biafra International, speak to the end are good to my job. We have been discussing. Tonight we have been discussing, trying to let our people understand the difference between a referendum and the state in which we are in this country. Our government has already taken the fund. Our government has already been formed. We have started some of the things we need to be doing as a people, because the JLND is there to guide us. So my brothers, concerning the football match we are planning to commence the first quarter of next year as our league. When Uchenna was speaking, he said that they will make sure that Makode unite Lagos from lifting it off. But I don't know how possible that will be. Because we in Lagos here, we have been playing our league here in Lagos. And we have our players. And I don't know how you have been preparing. We have already been preparing since for long. So if there's any other preparation you people have been having towards this league that will soon commence, maybe if I ask you to speak, to tell us, it may sound as if I want to see your idea or know your game plan, but you have to tell us what preparations have you been making that made you believe that Makode will leave the trough instead of Lagos. Which are not
my able colleague, please, I wouldn't want to unveil our plans to you so that we don't capitalize on that and use our position against us.
I really believe you. I really believe you. I believe you.
So, don't be offended. But all I know that is we are preparing and we are not going to allow you. So just take it from me. And if you doubt me on that day, we are going to find it out. I believe that we are going to qualify from our own group. Then to come and face, if possibly you qualify too. So let us just take it this way until then. Thank you for telling us.
Okay. Okay. And let me use this opportunity to tell you now that I will have my down at Asaba. And after this broadcast, I'll call to tell them to start preparing. Because they will be part of the event, the football academy. They will be part of, and that is because for long they have been putting some plans in place to make sure that we be catching them young, having various football academies here and there, and recruiting these talents from scratch. So that when we bring out under 13, they will know that yes, this is under 13, well prepared for whatever tournament. When we bring out under 15, they will know that it's under 15, well prepared. Under 17, the national team. So because we've come to tell the world that the giant which Nigeria has been claiming, that there are people who are really that giant that was inside Nigeria. And the moment we go out, they will not understand that the giant has been pulled out from from where they have been incubated. So it will be a big fight, and I believe the whole world will be out to watch us. And I believe before that time comes, I must have gotten in touch with all the big clubs. Their scouts will be around the corner to make sure that they pick up great talent. They know what their fans can do. They know what their fans can do. So,
yeah, please, I don't know. I want to see something here.
What is preparing now? Will you tell the that you will sell out your plans to me?
Please, I want to say something different from football match now. I wouldn't want to go deep into that football match for that.
Okay.
So I don't know if I am permitted to do that.
Yes, you are free.
Okay. All right. You know, we are talking about never or will never disappoint our people, the Biafrans, and the world at large.
Yes.
We still stand on that because right from onset, since 1999, when this new movement began for the actualization of the sovereign state of Biafra, it has been on a very top movement that never stepped back. And today, if you are hearing about the name Biafra everywhere, and somebody clears that way, and that man still stands to be Ijelendi Igbo. This title was not self-acclaimed. This title was being invited upon. There was a lot of consultation made before this title was being conferred on him. We're talking about Chief Dr. Ralph Wazirike. Even before he received this title, he called on all the bim-massob at Okigwe and told them this is the letter given to him from the Inri Kingdom that they want to confer on him the Ijelendi Igbo, Ezi Igbo Guruguru. And they have to ask us if we are going to support this. And there was a tumult, crowd shout on that very day. I said, yes, it is your right because he merited it. And we gave him go ahead to take the title. And today, he is being crowned Ijelendi Igbo. That is to say that he merits that position. And somebody coming from nowhere starts to condemn and destroy this man. You know, I like asking questions when there is a lot of conflict or confusion. You know, they come up and say that he has collected the bribe to betray the Biafran struggle. I keep asking, can you prove to us in which way did he collect this bribe? They cannot prove it. They keep saying that he has been building hotels all over the places in the whole Nigeria. I asked them, please, can you show us one of Ijelendi Igbo's building in Abuja, the capital of Nigeria? They couldn't prove that. I asked them, can you show me one of his hotels he built in one of the big cities in Nigeria, that is Port Harcourt? They couldn't prove it. What about Lagos? No way. The building they are referring to, the hotel, is not this. It's not the one we are seeing here in Owerri. We are seeing over there in Owerri. The Biafran headquarters, the Ojukwu Memorial Library, our conference hall. This has been the building they are calling hotel he is building. All this just to blackmail him. But I want to thank the Almighty God because the man Ijelendi Igbo, whom God has chosen, stood firmly for the cause of Biafra actualization, not minding betrayers, not minding blackmailers. They keep blackmailing him and he keep marching forward to make sure. And that is why I really believe what you have just said, the assistant anchorman Marcelo Nusume, that we will never and he will never disappoint the Biafra actualization. And he stands on that. Today, because of the betrayal of the first Biafran radio in London, today the same man still stood on his ground to still give his people the voice to speak for them. Today we're talking about Voice of Biafra International broadcasting from Germany. You understand? And so, in which way can somebody come out and condemn this man's effort that he has betrayed his people? They cannot stand, only just to blackmail him and condemn him. And so, my brother, we stand firm. Tomorrow, this month we are in today. By the 26th of this month, we are going to celebrate the anniversary of Ojukwu. This man has been the one who took this upon himself to make sure that this name will never go to the thin air, will never die. And this is the man that said he has betrayed the struggle. How can somebody from nowhere and come start condemning people? It is very, very unfair. But it is certain that such a thing will come up in every struggle. We use South Africa as an example. A lot of things They used a lot of things against Nelson Mandela. And at the tail end, he stood tall above all the enemies of South Africa. And so shall it be that Ijele Ndibo will stand stood tall above all the enemy of Biafran actualization, even in collaboration with the Federal Republic of Nigeria's government. He will stood tall and will never, people will tell the story of him to their children and children. Thank you, Marcellinus Chume, will never disappoint our people. May God bless that. I like that. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to speak.
Thank you, my brother, for that wonderful contribution. What I will say concerning what people have been doing to Ijele Ndibo, I see Ijele Ndibo as gold, and a raw gold. If you give a raw gold to somebody who doesn't know gold, he or she will just sit and turn it to be mud or clay, and maybe playing with it. But once that mud or clay to that person gets to the hand of somebody who knows what it is, who knows the value, that person will hold it strongly. And that is exactly what has happened in the case of Ijele Ndibo. It is only the bim-massob family that understand the quality of Ijele Ndibo and decided to be with him all through the period. And others can only understand whom he is after he must have passed through this furnace. Because gold, once raw gold passes through the furnace of fire and get purified, then the layman can understand how beautiful gold is. So all this propaganda, all these lies against the Ijele Ndibo, it only purify him for the beauty to come out so that the ordinary man can see and appreciate him. Because at the end of this struggle, when everybody comes to understand that this is the man that gave us this thing, what will become of all those people that have been carrying all these lies and propaganda? Even in their kindred, even in their family, they can no longer talk. They will not be able to talk because the moment they start to talk, the other people will say, shut up, that is the way you people lied against the innocent man, telling us that he is a criminal, he was this, he was that. And at the end, we come to discover that he is the one. Many will go against them, that you made me not to follow the right path. Now you have come true. That is, he is a gold. He is gold. So now that he has passed through that furnace of fire, he is at the tail end of that furnace, coming out beautifully, shining, that the whole world will come to appreciate the beauty. And that is what Biafra is. Because he is when you talk about Biafra, you talk about Ijele Ndibo. When you see him and what he has passed through, the same thing is what Biafra has passed through. The moment you pass through all these persecutions and everything that comes out, then the entire world will appreciate us. Even Nigeria will appreciate us because they will say, yes, we are proud of them. Our neighbors, they are our brothers. We were together and all that because they learn a lot from us. So that is how the whole thing is going to play out. So what, and I believe Ijele Ndibo quite understands all this. That is why he keeps calm. I remember somebody was telling me here in Lagos the encounter he had with one Yoruba man, that the man seems to be in government. The man was telling him sometime that he don't know if the quality this man is made of is true in the whole world. That they have prepared what they wanted to do to the Igbos, waiting for them to start things when they were expected to do it. But this man, despite the power and authority he has today, he refused to exhibit them or to put them to practice. That he is epitome of humility. That word, I was so happy, I was so glad to hear that. Because the person that is the man that was telling you this thing is from he's a Yoruba. And they were driving in the man's car. The man was just, he said, if you see what we have planned for these people, how we plan to deal with them, because we know that they have got the people really deal with them. For you to understand what it means when you follow a humble man, when a humble man is your leader, you can never go astray. So those that have gone astray are those who decided to follow somebody that is full of himself, someone that doesn't even know the road or the way, or doesn't even know where he's going. So today we have a leader who knows where he is going, who doesn't want to cut corners, who doesn't want any shortcut to anything, because he knows the way. So now, the same way, each and every one of us, we have to start learning that humility from him. And I want us to start telling our people, because so long as we all are Biafrans, we have to understand that we have become pacesetters to everybody, not only to our families, but to the whole world. We have become pacesetters. And each one of us, each Biafran, has to begin to inculcate himself or herself that humility as a virtue. I think this is what we have to start telling our people now, to begin to learn how to be humble in whatever place, in whatever situation, because humility pays a lot. That is why so many persons cannot even tell who this man was with, because they begin to wonder. That is why some will believe that he's no longer talking, that he is walking. His walk is speaking volume, not by talking. He talks when necessary, but when there's no need to talk, he will keep calm. So, my brothers, let us talk to our people. Give our people a big advice on how to be humble in whatever, no matter our position, because we need it, no matter our position. So let us talk to our people now.
Thank you very much, Bim-massob, for holding well. I have to inform our numerous listeners that indeed we have come to the end of this day's broadcast. For every broadcast, we take 2 hours, but on Sundays, we always take 3 hours. For today, we have come to the end of it all, and indeed, it was a very warm, interactive session. We were able to achieve a lot of things, informing our people of the best way and things to do, and we are glad to say, indeed, we have done that. We must be appreciative of all the members of the vobi crew and all our numerous listeners, even those who wrote in by way of support. We thank all of you, and we have to tell you that we are right now closing to reconvene on Friday, same time. May God bless you as we now play a little bit of Biafra traditional music.
Ndị ala anyị aga n'ugele ihe oge otowele ndị ala anyị aga n'ugele ihe oge otowele ụmụnna m ngwa aga n'ugele orwele ndị ala anyị aga n'ugele ayaya otole ndị ala na-aga n'ugele ihe oge otowele ndị ala na-aga n'ugele ihe oge otowele ụmụnna m aga n'ugele orwele ndị ala na-aga n'ugele ihe oge
Sorry, please, we just lost touch of that music. It keeps on playing to the rest of the day. There's much noise coming your angle and it's disturbing this music.